Well, hi.
Oh,
What's up?
a round of applause. Aw.
How y'all
Janthavy and
doing?
Cowboy, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboy,
Sorry.
Cowboy's actually the biggest guest of them all this week.
Yep.
He's a transition skater as well.
Yep. And he skate barefooted too.
Yes.
Yeah. What's up?
Aw.
What's up? Welcome, Janthavy. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
And-
having me.
Aw. So yes. So let's
We're
get
gonna get
started.
right into it.
We're gonna get
Okay.
right into it. All the real question is about to happening. Let's go. So, question
He
number
needs me for a
one.
bit shot. Sorry.
Yep. Y'all know Janthavy. She's been killing it. She's been doing commercials. She's been doing skating, killing on skating, doing her thing. Just moved out from Arizona to LA. You know, she's got her own apartment. She's
Yep.
being her own boss.
She's thriving.
So we have questions about her, you know, like maybe she can pass on some information to help out some of you that want to move out to LA and, you know, chase your dream.
Live your dream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get it. First question, Ash.
Yeah. How did you get into modeling and the fashion business? How did it all
So,
begin?
I'll try to make it short, but
Okay.
like 3 years ago through Instagram, some random person messaged me and they were like, hey, we want you to be in this, I don't know, this shoot or whatever. It was for Nasty Gal. And I'm like, I was at the time working in an optometrist office. So I was like, what is this? Like, I told my mom about it and she's like, I don't trust it. And she's like, nah, you're not going to go to California by yourself. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. So that's actually where I met Brianna. But yeah, it was just through like a random thing. And then like I noticed throughout like time, I mean, more people had reached out and it was always like through email or Instagram. And
Right.
I was just like, what's going on? But I always kind of went with it. Like I took a chance and went to India and I was like,
Wow,
yeah.
that was sick. I thought that was sick as hell. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it just kind of like curated from skateboarding, honestly. And
Within the
That's
past
awesome.
like 5 years, you say?
3 years.
3 years, yeah. Pretty crazy.
You're right.
Yeah. How it all changed so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Okay. So we're going into the second question, which is also the question of the week. So we all know you've been killing it, but we also know a lot of people do talk shit about skater girls, especially skater
Oh, yeah.
girls that skate, but also does fashion or do commercials. And it's such an LA thing too. Like people might not know, but like most of the skaters in LA do the same thing, you know? Some people promote about it, some people don't. But what's your opinion? Do you think skaters that do fashion and acting and modeling are taking less seriously?
Unfortunately, yeah. Just because like there's some people that are so particular about skate culture and like how skateboarding was compared to what it is now. Like they're not used to it getting as much attention as it does now. And then like I don't know what it is about all of that that offends people, but like I don't know, I can see why people take girls that skate and who do like fashion stuff less seriously, but I don't agree with it because in my head when I'm doing it, like I've had like friends and acquaintances or whatever from back home that kind of judge it too, that know me from when I was just skating to now.
Totally.
And some may call you like a sellout or whatever, or think that like you're just like skating for money. But at the end of the day, I'm like, pro skaters skate for money.
That part.
Like, you know, like people get paid for like certain skills and like what's wrong with that, you know? Like, I mean, we're just trying to make a living. Like at the end of the day,
That part.
like for me, for my friends, if they get gigs, I'm like, I want them to be happy. So if they can have financial relief from doing something that they love, like I see it in that positive aspect, but others are like, oh, they're just capitalizing on my skate culture, whatever.
Yeah. That's funny because one of the people that answered my question said one thing very interesting. He said he think people that are sponsored by Monster or Red Bull drinks are actually worse than people that do modeling for a living with skateboarding because like they're promoting, you know, like freaking water with sugar and caffeine in it, you know, at least what you guys are doing are harmless. And also one of my friend Corny, she said something that girl skaters get paid so little with sponsorships that doing commercial and acting is such a good opportunity for you to, you know, make a living out of skating. It's such a good thing to do.
It really is. Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say that, like, another thing is that had I not been like casted for a skate gig, I would have never gotten into like the talent industry, which actually pays pretty well. Like, you can make a living off of it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we're all working to make some type of living doing something that we enjoy. You know, and like I'm being really my friend's ex-boyfriend used to shit on me about this, and he was like always talking shit about me. I always found out about him talking shit. And like one time I had to sit and explain to him for about like 40 minutes about why I do the things that I do. And I was like, do you want me to be depressed working in a medical sales job, just like trying to wake up every day to go to work, or would you rather want me doing this thing that offends you, that helps me create a living for myself? I was like, I just don't see where you are like not getting this. I don't know.
Good. So
no, that's a great thing, because you're ultimately, you want to be happy in the things that you do and the path that you're going to partake in. So why not do it the way that you want to, just being but you,
right?
And if it offends someone, then whatever, you're doing your thing and you're getting paid for it.
Hell
and
yeah.
You're like ultimately also inspiring so many more individuals out in the world by producing things that are going to very impact people by being the representation they didn't see growing up.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point. So we have a third question. So do you think skating sponsorship has changed since social media, and why?
I think so, because like back then, you know, you'd send in like a tape, like a VHS tape, and it was like purely off of like skill and whatnot. With social media now, I mean, I feel like people are starting to realize that personality kind of helps out a lot, or like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of companies are taking advantage of social media and like what's marketable to them, and like who that particular person they're sponsoring, who they reach out to, I guess. Does that make sense? Like, they are going for somebody that is relatable. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have different views. Like, they feel like you need to like work for your sponsorship. You're like, you need to be like fucking Tony Hawk. But I actually had somebody reach out that was saying like, we're realizing now that, you know, people really just like to fuck with companies who like have people that they like. I don't know how to explain it. Like the personality sells. So they sponsor people that have like a good attitude or whatever.
I see.
So I think it's changed in that sense, that you can kind of see more about people rather than just their skating.
Right.
Companies like that.
Which is some of the OG skaters are hating about, but hey, everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah, I know things like are changing so quickly.
Exactly.
Like people either adapt with it or don't, or just like they're gonna be like stuck living in the past and just stubborn about how things were and how they should be and how they always should be. But everything is going to always change. Like,
that's true.
Otherwise, you're just gonna be mad forever. You know?
Hell yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. So, next question. Go ahead.
Okay, so the next question is a little personal. We want to get to know you in a different, you know, collaborator. So do you get hate comments, and how do you deal with those hate comments? Because having a huge following also, you know, it's like you have a platform in which there's some things that you can probably post, some things you can't post. Or when you do post, you still get shit for it. So for the fans out there, for the people who are listening, like, how do you just, you know, how do you deal with that?
Yep.
You know, I like don't really read them that often. And if I do cross it, like, I honestly just block people, because I'm like, if you don't fuck with me now, you're probably not gonna ever fuck with me. So I just don't really need it. I don't know. And I'm sorry, I'm reading the comment.
They said poop. That's okay. No, Dane said contributions we make to skating should be something greater than marketing. True, Zane. We'll get to you, Zane. You will have your time to speak in a bit. We will get to you, Zane.
I have something to say, but yeah. It should be, but that's my comment in regards to social media and skate sponsorship. which ideally is a lot of like
it has
marketing
been
for.
changing, yeah.
So
Because I feel like nowadays branding has turned into more, like you said, personal, and it finds your own audience, and that's how it is. Yeah.
That's how
Okay.
it is.
Okay, so we have a next question that kind of, what you call it, balance off the question we just asked you. What are some things that you do that ground you offline?
I personally like crafting. I feel like that's a big thing for everybody, especially since we've been in this like pandemic. So, I don't know, like crafting in any form. Like I bought in this pandemic, I have bought a guitar, stuff to make earrings. I've made lip balm. I've been painting and gardening more.
Yeah.
So I think that anything like outside of well, obviously skating off camera is great, but
right.
like offline. But I think just getting into different crafts and learning about those and trying to perfect it. And I think another thing for others is getting outside. I think that's just healthy in general.
Right, I would agree.
So like camping and road tripping, just like a change of scenery, like if you're feeling stagnant or something.
Yep. Yeah, no, I've been seeing you posting on your paintings. They look fire, though.
They're
really
good.
They're really good. I didn't know you just started. Okay, next question.
What's up?
Are you on?
Go ahead.
Okay. The next question is, are you afraid of getting hurt while you're skating because of your commercial gigs? Do you feel like you like don't go as hard in certain aspects when you're skating because of like,
you might have to, get prepared for a commercial. They book you. You don't want to hurt yourself, or you're trying to land more. You don't want to break an ankle. Do you reserve yourself while you skate? By having a career in modeling and acting.
I think like earlier last year would be a realistic timeline. I was in that mindset where I didn't want to take too many risks in fear of like losing out on a job. But now that I've been trying out a little bit more, I've been getting stuff that's like getting outside of skating, which is really interesting. Ooh. So I think nowadays I'm less afraid because I know that there's like a broad spectrum that I can try out for. I'm like more comfortable pursuing other roles than skating. More comfortable, but not the greatest. Like, it's like the weirdest thing. I had to be an employee once, and I was like, how the fuck do I be an employee? Because I was so used to getting skate gigs, like, you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I was like, oh, all right, I got to do something else. But nowadays I'm not as scared, but back then I was. I think
that's a good insight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, so next question. Do you feel awkward going to the skate park because you are technically a skate celebrity? You have a huge following. Do you feel awkward or, pressured when you go skate? Because people might recognize you from Instagram. They follow you, and they might expect you, to like do all these crazy tricks.
I think like in general, sometimes I get social anxiety without that thought in mind that people might know me. So sometimes I think I just pull up awkward already.
Oh. Yeah.
But I mean, that's sometimes, but most of the time I'm like the person that'll be like, what's your name? Hi, let's be friends. Sometimes I do feel a little bit awkward. Like I was skating once and then I like checked my DM and then like I noticed like, oh, that looks like the dude I just saw at the skate park. And like he didn't say he looked at me and he went rock and roll. Yeah, all he said at the park was rock and roll, and then like later, it was like, hey girl, what's up? Let's skate. And I was like, oh, you could have asked me in person, but other than that, like yeah,
that's
which is
one
fine.
Thing. Yeah, that's
but
one
I don't
thing
know. I
hate about like some skaters or skater dudes, especially like. They don't have the balls to say hi to you in person, or they act like, like they don't know you, but then they'll DM you later. Sliding in the DM, yo, I just saw you at the skate park. I'm like, what's up?
Why didn't you
say
hi?
Say hi to me. I'm not gonna eat nobody.
I guess I could see like how that's like scary because girls are always getting like hit up, and then I feel like for guys, like there's never really a girl that's gonna be like, yo, hey, I like your board, or like I like those tattoos.
Yeah.
I like those tattoos. It's a common one. Yo, I like those tattoos.
Oh, like I like your shoes. I'm like, you really like these trashed up shoes?
All right. So the last question: what is your definition of success, and what are your plans for the future?
I think my definition of success would be just being happy, finding a place where you're happy in life. I mean, that's really my goal, is like, I don't care what I am. Like, I could I could be working at a Taco Bell, or I could be doing acting or modeling, and maybe if I don't find myself wanting to do this one day, because I feel like a lot of people think that I want to go somewhere far with acting, but I'm honestly just kind of taking it as it is and going with it.
Right.
And to me, like, just following a path that feels right to you is successful. And my plans for the future is to keep doing this until I find something else that I want to pursue.
That's
and
really
I just want to be famous. Just kidding. This guy. She literally not famous, but I'm trying.
Yeah, right.
And that's how you deal with hate comments.
Oh my god. She skates for fame. Such a sellout.
No, we love you. You're thriving in everything you do. Like, it's really amazing, like, seeing how your path has gone. Because I saw you like 3 years ago in Arizona when you were like competing, and like from skate riding and everything, like you've like literally just like created a whole thing for yourself, and it's inspiring many across the world. So keep it up, dude.
Yeah,
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of you that you know, like you moved out all the way from Arizona and got your own place, you know. Making it, you're making it work, and that's amazing, because not many people can, you know, do what you do. So, and I also really like what you just said about how you're not trying to do something with the acting and commercial, although you are doing very well with them, and you just want to, you know, be happy essentially, and
just go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow. That's the spirit. Yeah.
I feel like if you just kind of like go at things with like at ease and not so what's the word, worried about everything, then better opportunities come to you, because you're not like so stressed out, you know. I don't know. I always told my friends, because I've done a lot of jobs, like I've literally worked in optometry, medical sales, real estate, like I worked at a boba tea shop, like all these random ass things. But I know, bitch. But all of those things, I like, no matter what field it was in, I always put like 100% into it, and you know, and then left it when it didn't feel right. I like could never stay in a place where I was like, I don't enjoy this, and I don't know. That's how I just keep floating by, I guess.
That's really good, and I like that.
Yeah, that's the universe just putting you in the path you're supposed to be on.
Yeah, and you can be, that's how you stay free, because you don't have to be attached to any path people want you to be on, or any path that society want you to be on. You can just be whatever you want to be, you know? That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. All right, Janthavy. I think we have all our questions. Oh, actually, we have one more left out. A personal question for you. How was your journey moving to LA? How did you make it happen? What are some biggest obstacles that you had to overcome? And tell people, because I know a lot of people might want to move out to LA, and you know they're still struggling how to. So pass on your success.
I freaking had to save a lot of money. I don't know. I feel like people don't prioritize that, or like, I don't know, like if you want something badly enough, you'll sacrifice like going out or spending your money on something and putting it into a pile to have a safety net for you to move somewhere else. And then I feel like once you get to where you want to be and you have a little safety net to feel comfortable and positive about it, then you'll realize that it's just like moving or living anywhere else if you can find affordable housing. But I mean, I didn't move until like December, so I had to, like, when I was working out here, I was driving back and forth from Arizona. Wow. And so sometimes I would like just sleep at friends' houses. One time I slept in my car. Like, it was a little bit whack. It was wild. But then finally, like, an opportunity opened up in Long Beach, and I lived at this, like, 3-bedroom house. It was sick. It's really cheap.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, I found something, and that was like a stepping stone. And then I finally got like a little bit more work and then moved to LA. But I mean, I just finally was like, fuck it, I need to go where I'm working. So I'm gonna like drive out back and forth with some money. And then finally pulled it. So
that's what's
now
up.
I finally got a little studio, and then I moved into a house.
What? No flex zone.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, that's really awesome though. You made it work.
Yeah.
You know, you sacrificed for it and you made it work.
I slept in my Nissan.
Hello.
I was like this.
That part.
That thing is like,
Do you, girl?
yeah, exactly. And it's a part of the journey that you embarked in to be at where you're at now. So that's like, you know, a big pat in the back for you to see like everything you've done in 3 years of one. You know, like that's so sick.
Yeah. And like I feel like people might see the glamorous part of you, you know, being all pretty on camera, skating all good, but I feel like that's the part that people need to hear to see what's the hard work behind your success, that, you know, what you have done to make it happen.
Right. I feel like a lot of people have this idea that a lot of things are handed to somebody, and I feel like that's so weird. So this is nice that you guys are doing a podcast to kind of learn more about people, because social media is very surface level.
Yeah.
So it's like really easy to judge somebody and like talk shit online and like. I mean, I feel like even like sometimes I'll catch myself being like, "Oh, this is whack," but then I'm like, I need to take a step back and realize people are probably talking shit too. So like, I'm in no place to judge. I don't know.
True.
So it's cool.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And I love everything you said. That's really awesome. And I feel like that helped people to get to know, you know, the Janthavy, the real Janthavy outside of Instagram, you know. So I think that's awesome because, you know, you like, just from what we heard, seems like you're very strong. You're such a strong being, you know, just doing all that stuff. If you can go through like moving from Arizona to LA by yourself, I think you can do anything, because LA is like.
In the call, I think it cut out.
Sorry, my alarm. Speaking of which, the freaking life just interrupted me. But
well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Keep on pushing, because you know we're watching, and thank you. Ultimately,
and we hope the best for you. Can't wait to see what you got more.
Girl, I can't wait to see what you got. Okay, you're skating.
We'll see, my knee's been injured for 2 months. I haven't been skating, but
I've been seeing it though. Yeah. So how are you gonna put yourself on your podcast so we could talk to you?
No, that's why we want to start that's why we want to start the podcast, just so you know. It's called the Blunt Talk, so it's real talk. Dig it in and see what.
I love it.
Yeah, and we love like who you really are. You know, that's amazing.
People need to see that. That.
I love you guys.
Aw, cowboy. All right, Janthavy. Thank you again for joining us. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye. You too.